Dear learner, I welcome you all to the MOOC on Principles of Electrical Sciences. I am Dr. Sanjay Agrawal, Associate Professor in Electrical Engineering, School of Engineering and Technology, Indira Gandhi National Open University, New Delhi. Dear learner, in previous session we have discussed causes of the failure to build up voltage in a generator, working principle of DC generator, and we have also discussed torque equation of DC motor, what is the importance of back EMF, and we have also discussed speed equation of DC motor. In this session, we would discuss type of DC motor, then we would discuss characteristic and application of DC motor. So first of all, we have to understand the different type of DC motor. So DC motor can be classified as, first one is separately excited DC motor. That means field is excited by the different source or by the external source. Second category may be classified as self-excited DC motor. Under self-excited DC motor, again we can classify it as first shunt bound DC motor, then series bound DC motor, and third one is compound bound DC motor. And this compound bound DC motor can also be classified as cumulative compound DC motor and differential compound DC motor. So now I am going to discuss separately excited DC motor. So here you can see in the figure that field winding, that is RF, as shown in the figure, it is excited by the external supply, that is supply is given by the battery. Here you can see that is a one variable resistance are also given. That means if you want to change the excitation, so by varying this resistance you can change the field current. So here you can notice that here supply given as voltage V, and due to which one current is flowing, that current can be said as load current, and the armature current is going through the armature. So here you can see that IL current is equal to IA current, that means load current is equal to armature current. Now suppose you want to write the equation for this circuit. So here you can write the back EMF EB is equal to V minus IA RA, where V is what? V is a applied voltage and IA is a armature current and RA is a resistance of the armature. So again you can write the equation of the back EMF EB is equal to B minus IARA minus 2 V suffix V, where this V suffix V is what? It is a voltage drop across brush. That means when you are considering the voltage drop across brush, then you can write the final expression for the back EMF as EB equal to V minus IARA minus 2 V suffix V. Now suppose you are interested to calculate how much mechanical power developed by this separately excited DC motor. So expression for this you can write mechanical power developed, which is denoted by P suffix M, is equal to EB multiplied by armature current, where EB is what? EB is nothing but it is a back EMF. And if you want to calculate the power drawn from the supply mains, so it is basically product of the supply voltage, that is V, and load current, that is IL. Now we are going to discuss the shunt motor. So as name is indicating shunt motor, that means this field is connected across the armature, or you can say field is connected in parallel with the armature. So here you can see that supply voltage is what? That is a V, and due to which one current is flowing, that is IL. Then this current is divided into two paths, that is one is a armature current and another is shunt field current, so which is flowing through the field winding RSH. So if you want to calculate what is the value of this shunt field current ISH, so this can be written as ISH is equal to V upon RSH, because this supply voltage V is across the armature and this field is connected across the armature. So total voltage across field binding RSH is equal to what? That is V. So current flowing through this field binding can be written as ISH is equal to V upon RSH. And what is the value of this total load current IL? So this IL is equal to what? IA plus ISH. Now if you want to calculate what is the value of this back EMF, so expression for the back EMF EB can be written as V minus IA RA, where IA is the armature current and RA is armature resistance. So again, if you are interested to calculate what is the value of this mechanical power developed, so mechanical power developed, that is P suffix m, can be written as power input minus losses in armature and shunt field. So mechanical power developed PM can be written as VIL minus VISH minus IA square RA. So when you take this V common between in first two terms, so you can write V in bracket IL minus ISH minus IA square RA. Here you can see that this IL minus ISH is equal to what? This is a armature current. So you can replace this IL minus ISH by armature current IA. So mechanical power developed PM can be written as VIA minus IA square RA. Now again you can simplify this expression. So in this expression the term IA is a common, so you take IA common. So you can write mechanical power developed PM is equal to IA in bracket B minus IA RA. And what is this B minus IA RA? B minus IA RA is nothing but it is a back EMF EV. So you can write mechanical power developed PM is equal to EB into IA, where EB is a back EMF and IA is a armature current. Now we are going to discuss series motor. So as name is indicating, series motor means what? That means field winding is connected in series with the armature. Here you can see in the figure also. Here you can see that supply voltage is a V and there is a field is connected which is denoted by RAC. It is connected in series with the armature. That means in case of series motor, this load current is equal to field current, that is IAC, is equal to armature current. Because all are connected in series, so these three current are the same, that means IA is equal to IAC is equal to IL. And applied voltage is what? That is a V. Now if you want to write the expression for the back EMF, so this can be written as EB equal to V minus IARA minus IAC into RAC. Here you can notice that armature current is equal to IAC current, so you can replace this IAC is equal to IA. Then back EMF EB can be written as V minus IA. Then back EMF EB can be written as V minus IA multiplied by RA plus RAC. When you are considering the voltage drop across brush, then you can write the expression for the back EMF EB is equal to V minus IA multiplied by RA plus RAC minus 2 V suffix V, where this V suffix V is the voltage drop across brush. Now we are interested to calculate to find out the mechanical power developed in the armature. So it can be written as mechanical power developed PM is equal to power input minus losses in armature and series field. So you can write PM is equal to V into IL minus ISE square RAC minus IA square into RA. So here you can notice that this ISE is equal to IA. So how you can write this expression? It can be written as VIA minus IA square is a common in bracket RA plus RAC. Again you take the IA common from these two terms. So you can write mechanical power developed PM is equal to IA in bracket V minus IA in bracket RA plus RAC bracket close. So this V minus IA in bracket RA plus RAC is equal to what? This is nothing but it is a back EMF EV. So mechanical power developed PM can be written as PM is equal to EB into IA, where this PM is what? It is a mechanical power developed and EB is back EMF and IA is a armature current. Now we are going to discuss about compound motor. So this compound motor can again be classified as long shunt compound motor and short shunt compound motor. So now we are going to discuss long shunt compound motor. In long shunt compound motor, the shunt field winding is connected in parallel with the combination of both armature and series field winding. Here you can see in the diagram. Here you can see that this series field winding, which is denoted by RAC, is connected in series with the armature of this motor, and this field winding RSH is connected across the combination of field winding and armature. So if this applied voltage, or you can say supply voltage, is V, due to which there is a load current IL is flowing, and then this load current is divided in two current, that is a field current, that is a ISH, and armature current IA. Because this armature and field winding is connected in series, that means this armature current is equal to series field current, that is ISE. Now if you want to calculate what is the value of this shunt field current, because whatever the voltage V is applied, it is applied across the shunt field winding. So current flowing through this field winding is equal to what? Voltage applied across shunt field, that is V, divided by the resistance of this shunt field winding, that is RSH. So you can write ISH is equal to V upon RSH. Now if you are interested to calculate what is the value of this series field current, that is IAC. So this IAC is equal to basically what? This IAC is nothing but this is a armature current IA, and this IA can be written as IL minus ISH, or you can say this IL is equal to ISE plus ISH. Now we are going to calculate what is the value of this back EMF EB. So just you apply the KVL. So you can write the expression for this back EMF EV is equal to what? EV is equal to V minus IARA minus ISE into RAC. Again just simplify this expression. So you can replace this IAC by this armature current IA. So you can write EV equal to V minus IARA minus IA RAC. So this back EMF EB can be written as B minus IA multiplied by RA plus RAC. So if you are considering the voltage drop across brush, then you can write the final expression for the EV is equal to what? EB can be written as V minus IA multiplied by RA plus RAC minus 2 V suffix V, where this V suffix V is nothing but it is a voltage drop across brush. So if you want to calculate what is the power developed by this motor, so power developed by this motor can be written as EV into IA, where EV is back EMF and IA is a armature current. And power drawn from the input is what? Power drawn from input is just multiplied by the supply voltage, that is V, and load current IL. Now we are going to discuss short shunt compound motor. Here you can notice in the figure that the shunt field winding is connected in parallel with only armature winding. So here you can notice that in case of short shunt compound motor, series field current ISE is equal to what? That is a load current IL. And what is the value of this shunt field current ISH? It can be written as ISH is equal to V minus IL RAC upon RSH. This V minus IL RAC can also be written as EB plus IARA. So ISH is equal to what? ISH is equal to V minus IL RAC upon RSH, which is equal to EB plus IARA upon RSH. And what is the value of this armature current IA? The value of armature current IA can be written as IL minus ISH, where IL is a supply current from the source and this ISH is field current through the shunt field winding. So back EMF can be written as EB equal to V minus IARA minus IL RAC. So this back EMF again it can be written as EB equal to B minus IA RA minus IL RAC minus 2 multiplied by V suffix V, where V suffix V is voltage drop across brush of the armature. So what is the mechanical power developed by this motor? It can be written as product of back EMF multiplied by armature current, and power drawn from the input can be written as supply voltage V multiplied by load current IL. So the compound motor can further be subdivided, which are as follows. First one is what? Cumulative compound motors. So in cumulative compound motor, the flux produced by both the winding is in the same direction, that is phi r is equal to phi sh plus phi se, where this phi r is a resultant flux and phi sh is flux developed by the shunt field winding and phi ac is the flux developed by the series field winding. That means these two flux are additive in nature. Second compound motor can be termed as differential compound motor. So as name is indicating, that means these two flux are opposing each other. So in differential compound motor, the flux produced by the series field winding is opposite to the flux produced by the shunt field winding. So it can be written as phi r is equal to phi sh minus phi se. Now we are going to discuss the characteristic of the DC motor. To determine the performance and stability of DC motor, following characteristic can be classified as, first one is what? Speed armature current characteristic. This is also called speed characteristic. Second one is torque armature current characteristic, and this torque armature current characteristic is also called electrical characteristic. And third characteristic is torque speed characteristic. This torque speed characteristic is also called mechanical characteristics. So to understand any characteristic of DC motor, the following important relation must be kept in mind while discussing this motor characteristic. So first equation is what? That is a IA, that is armature current, is equal to what? V minus EB upon RA, where V is a supply voltage and EV is a back EMF and RA is a armature resistance. And second equation is what? As you know that back EMF developed in the armature is directly proportional to the speed of the motor and flux of the motor, or you can write the speed of motor, that is N, is directly proportional to EB upon phi, where EB is a back EMF and phi is a flux. So this EB can be also written as EB is equal to B minus IARA. So speed of DC motor can be written as N is directly proportional to V minus IARA upon phi. Third most important formula that you have to keep in your mind, that is torque. So torque is directly proportional to the flux multiplied by armature current. So first of all, we are going to discuss the characteristic of DC series motor. So in DC series motor, the characteristic that we are going to discuss, that is speed armature current characteristic. As I already told you that speed armature current characteristic is also called speed characteristic. So as you know the different formulas, first one is what? That means speed of any motor, or any motor means DC motor. So speed of DC motor is directly proportional to EB upon phi, where EB is a back EMF and phi is a flux. So this EB can also be written as EB is equal to what? V minus IA multiplied by RA plus RAC, because we are going to discuss the DC series motor. So in case of DC series motor, this field winding is connected in series with the armature. That's why this RA plus RAC has been considered. Next expression, that as you know, flux developed in any motor is directly proportional to the armature current. So here, why this flux is directly proportional to the armature current? Basically, flux developed in armature current is directly proportional to the field current. But in case of DC series motor, field is connected in series with the armature. That means field current is equal to the armature current. That's why flux developed in DC motor is directly proportional to the armature current. So under normal condition, the drop, that is Ia multiplied by Ra plus Rac, is negligible. So it can be neglected. So if you are considering this Ia multiplied by Ra plus Rac is negligible, and you know that supply voltage is also constant, so you can say that means that this back EMF is also constant. So what will be the formula for speed of DC series motor? Here you can say that speed of DC series motor is inversely proportional to the flux developed in DC series motor. And as you know that flux is directly proportional to the field current, and here field current is nothing but it is a armature current. So you can write the expression N is inversely proportional to 1 upon phi, which is directly proportional to 1 upon Ia. So before magnetic saturation, the speed armature graph follows the hyperbolic path, as you can see in the graph. In this region, the speed decreases abruptly with the increase in load or armature current. So what happens after magnetic saturation? After magnetic saturation, this flux becomes constant. So what you can write, that speed of DC motor, that is N, is directly proportional to back EMF EB, and this back EMF is directly proportional to V minus Ia multiplied by Ra plus Rse. So after magnetic saturation, the speed armature graph follows a straight line path and speed decreases slightly. From this characteristic, it is concluded that series motor is a variable speed motor. That is, its speed changes when armature current changes. As load on the motor decreases, speed also increases. If this motor is connected to the supply without load, armature current will be very small, and hence speed will be dangerously high, that may damage the motor due to heavy centrifugal forces. Therefore, a series motor is never started on no load. However, to start a series motor, mechanical load is put on it first and then started. Now we are going to discuss torque armature current characteristic, which is also called electrical characteristic for DC series motor. So we know that torque in DC motor is directly proportional to what? That is phi multiplied by armature current. In series motor, before magnetic saturation, phi is directly proportional to Ia. Hence, before magnetic saturation, the electromagnetic torque produced in the armature is proportional to the square of the armature current. Therefore, this portion of the curve OA is a parabola passing through the origin. Here you can see in the figure also. However, after magnetic saturation, the flux phi becomes constant. Therefore, torque is directly proportional to armature current. Hence, after magnetic saturation, the curve AB becomes a straight line. It is seen that before magnetic saturation, this torque is directly proportional to square of the armature current. So when load is applied to this motor at start, it takes large current and heavy torque is produced, that is proportional to the square of this current. So this motor is capable to pick up heavy loads at start and best suited for electric traction. Now we are going to discuss torque speed characteristic, which is also called mechanical characteristic for DC series motor. This characteristic is derived from the first two characteristics. At low value of load, armature current Ia and torque are small, but the speed is very high. As load increases, Ia and torque increases, but the speed decreases rapidly. So for increasing torque, speed decreases rapidly as shown in the figure. Now we are going to discuss characteristic of the shunt motor. So under shunt motor, again we are going to discuss the speed armature characteristic of shunt motor. Here you can see that speed of motor is directly proportional to Eb upon phi, where Eb is a back EMF and phi is a flux. Since flux is constant in case of DC shunt motor, because this flux depends on the field current, and this field current depends on the supply voltage. So this supply voltage is constant, that means field current is constant. If field current is constant, that means flux is constant. So you can say that speed is directly proportional to back EMF. And what is the value of this back EMF? Value of this back EMF is V minus Ia Ra. So you can say that speed of DC shunt motor is directly proportional to V minus Ia Ra. If armature drop, that is Ia Ra, is negligible, the speed of the motor will remain constant for all values of the load as shown by the line AB in this figure. Now as the armature current increases due to increase of load, armature drop Ia into Ra increases and speed of the motor decreases slightly as shown by the straight line AC. Since there is no appreciable changes in the speed of a DC shunt motor from no load to full load, it is considered to be constant speed motor. This motor is best suited where almost constant speed is required and the load may be thrown off totally and suddenly. Next characteristic that we are going to discuss, that is torque armature current characteristic for DC shunt motor. So as we know that torque is directly proportional to flux and armature current. Since flux is constant in case of shunt motor, so you can say torque is directly proportional to armature current Ia. Hence electrical characteristic is a straight line OP passing through the origin, as you can see in this figure. It is clear from the characteristic curve that a large armature current is required at the start. If machine is on heavy load, so shunt motor should never be started on load. So now we are going to discuss torque speed characteristic of DC shunt motor. This torque speed characteristic is also called mechanical characteristic. So this speed torque characteristic is derived from the first two characteristics. When load torque increases, armature current Ia also increases, but speed decreases slightly. So with increase in the load or torque, the speed decreases slightly, as you can see in this figure. Now we are going to discuss characteristic of compound motor. So as you know, compound motor is of two types. Basically first one is cumulative compound motor and second one is differential compound motor. Cumulative compound motor are most common, and the characteristic of the motor lie between the shunt and series motor. So here you can see that speed in case of differential compound motor increases when armature current increases, unlike a cumulative compound motor. If we are going to discuss about the torque armature current characteristic for cumulative compound motor and differential compound motor, so here you can see in the figure that in case of cumulative compound motor, torque increases as the armature current increases, but in case of differential compound motor, this torque decreases after some point when armature current is increased. So as you know, in cumulative compound motor, the flux produced by both the winding is in the same direction, that is phi r is equal to phi sh plus phi ac. But in case of differential compound motor, the flux produced by the series field winding is opposite to the flux produced by the shunt field winding, that is phi r is equal to phi sh minus phi se. So here you can see that the speed is inversely proportional to the flux of the motor. So as in case of cumulative compound, that this phi r is more, that means this speed is less. But in case of differential compound motor, this flux is less, so speed is more. Similarly, we can explain for the torque. So for the cumulative compound motor, this flux is more, that means this quantity of the torque is more. In case of differential compound motor, this phi r is less, so torque is less. So in next session, we would discuss application of DC motor, speed control method of the DC motor, then we will discuss starting method of the DC motor. Thank you very much.